for the Festival of Speed, where we will be bringing you the very best of motorsport action. It's a little bit misty here today, but that will not dampen the excitement of the action we're about to bring you.
That's right, Avril. Having basked in an exceptional heat wave of Mediterranean proportions, conditions were shaping up to be perfect, even as German slackline team 1 Inch Dreams stormed Kilkenny Castle on a promotional drive the day before the event. Unfortunately, the fine weather finally broke on the morning of this year's Gowran Park Festival of Speed, but hail, rain or shine, the show must go on, and there was plenty of attractions to brighten up the day at this fun-filled, family-friendly event. With all manner of vehicles, from cars to trucks, bikes to buggies, vintage to modern, the Gowran Park Festival of Speed has it all. Every year, the organisers invite some special guests to the festival, and this year saw some real legends of motorsport make an appearance, including Frank Kelly in his crowd-pleasing baby blue Mark II Escort, former British and Irish rally champion Billy Coleman in an RS 1800, multiple British champion Russell Brooks and the famed Lotus Sunbeam, and Belgian rally ace Patrick Snijers, who would be rolling back the years as he took to the track in John Newman's fabulous BMW M3.
It's a BMW M3, 1987. I bought it from a chap in Belgium, and it's a Belgian chap going to drive it here now again today, Patrick Snijers. So hopefully today it'll turn out as well.
They contacted me to come here and to drive the BMW. I said, yeah, of course I want to do that, because it's always a fantastic car, this M3, even if it's an old car, but it's a fantastic car to drive.
And are you worried about the weather conditions then today, because we've had sun the last couple of days and now we have a little bit of mist and rain?
It's a pity for the spectators, but for driving it's more fun in the rain. So it's not raining, it's drizzling, so it's normal weather, I think, for Ireland and even for Belgium. So that's not a problem. It gives us more fun in the car.
On with the action now as we watch Patrick Snijers tear it up out on the tar.
Patrick, you're definitely no stranger to BMWs.
No, not at all. I drove a full year in '88, so a long time ago, and one of the finest moments in my career was the Isle of Man, the Manx Rally. So, and every month on Facebook there is a small film, and it appears every month, and it's viewed by millions of people and fans. So it's joyful to have this car again.
Serious crowd-pleasing stuff there from Snijers and John Newman's BMW. And another sensational driver is John's son Jack Newman, who thrilled fans with his sideways Mark II. A little too sideways at times. From youthful exuberance to a past master, and rally drivers didn't come much better than Billy Coleman back in the 70s and 80s. A former driver for the Rothmans team at the World Rally Championships, the Mill Street native campaigned in various cars and won both the British and Irish championships during his long and illustrious career.
I was there in what people refer to as the good old days, when it's probably, it was a different game than what it is nowadays. But anyway, it was, You know, it's nice to be here and meet a few old faces and people I haven't seen for a long, long time. But they're going to put me in this car anyway, apparently, and I'll give it a go.
In Gowran Park, Billy took to the track in the Tom Garrity Tyres Ford Escort Mark II. Once driven by Ari Vatanen and Roger Clark, and now run by Kenny McKinstry, quite a treat for the real rally aficionados out there. One of Billy Coleman's former rivals during the 70s and 80s was Russell Brooks, and it was great to see the two-time British champion in attendance with the trusty Lotus Sunbeam by his side.
Russell, it's great to see you back here at the Festival of Speed again.
It's absolutely wonderful. It's one of the most friendly events I've ever been to in my life, and I think it's great. And that's what rallying's about in many ways. It's getting people together in friendly sport. Terrific memories.
It's always nice to reminisce about the halcyon days of rallying, and one group dedicated to keeping those memories alive is Slowly Sideways. Slowly Sideways is a worldwide movement which aims to restore and preserve old rally cars by giving the owners of such cars an opportunity to drive them in a safe and controlled environment, whilst at the same time allowing the general public to see, hear and appreciate the sounds that these older rally cars can provide.
Ian, you're driving a beautiful Rotman's Manta 400. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, it's a fantastic car. It started in a workshop as a dream. Following Russell Brooks through the years, Manta Magic, I was bitten by the bug. We're just out today to have a bit of crack. We're finished with competition, and it's a great opportunity, and thanks to the organisers to showcase the cars. That's what it's all about.
65 Martini Porsche, which we have it for about 10 years. And a fantastic car, we just love driving it.
It's Rotman's Opel Ascona 400, a rare car. It was originally raced from 1980 onwards with the Rotman's Opel team, and Jimmy McRae won the Circuit of Ireland in 1982 in it. And we're delighted to be here at this fantastic event. Every time it's on, we just can't miss it. We come every year, and we can't wait to get out there now and make some noise.
As ever, there was a big turnout of modified rally cars at the festival, including star driver Frank Kelly in his famous baby blue Mark II. The Tyrone driver has competed all across the world, and his recent exploits at the Trasmira rally in Spain went down a treat with the local fans.
It's great to see the public here. We see a lot of people here we don't normally see at rallies, and I think it's good for the future of rallying to get these people involved. And what an atmosphere. I was here last year and I just couldn't turn down the chance to come back again.
Sadly, the punters at Gowran Park weren't so lucky, as Frank's escort developed mechanical trouble on the warm-up lap and he had to withdraw. But ever the crowd pleaser, Frank stayed around all day to chat and pose for photos with fans, and stay tuned for a surprise return to the track by Frank later in the programme. In the meantime, sit back and enjoy some of the best action from the other rally cars at the Festival of Speed.
over a year ago since I was out last, but just down here for a bit of crack. It's all I intend doing this year. Hopefully next year get back out and do a few more rallies.
The organisers of the Gowran Festival of Speed are always looking for ways to involve the fans, and new to this year's event was the rally experience, where fans could get a ride in one of a number of different rally cars around a gravel track. Our own Avril Smith was lucky enough to get a spin too.
That was my first experience in a rally car, and it might be the last, I think, after that. Richie, tell us a little bit about how long have you been rallying for?
About 8 or 9 years now at this stage. Started off in a Honda Civic and moved into an S-Card here a couple of years ago.
So now let's get back to more of the action in Gowran Park Festival of Speed.
Thanks, Avril. There were a great variety of vehicles on display throughout the day, and here's a mix of some of the more unusual vehicles that took to the track in Gowran Park.
Great excitement here at the Festival of Speed in Gowran Park. Stay tuned for more action after the break.
Welcome back to County Kilkenny for part 2 of the Gowran Festival of Speed. And while the weather may not have been ideal for the spectators, there were still plenty of happy faces around Gowran Park. And with the conditions changing to wet after a long spell of dry, hot weather, Colm Cunningham of event co-sponsors Bridgestone Tyres was on hand with a timely reminder on road safety.
It's important that people pay attention to their tyres because in Ireland that's when it's going to cause you problems when the rain comes. Okay, we maybe forgot about them during the good weather, but it's time to start thinking about them again. So it's good that we're here today at the Gowran Festival of Speed. Tread depths 1.6mm is the minimum tread depth that you should have in your tyre. We would suggest you change them before you get to that level. If your tyres are in poor condition, you could be leaving yourself in a very dangerous situation when you have an emergency.
Joint sponsors Boland's BMW Waterford were also delighted to back the Gowran Festival of Speed, where the racing is kept where it should be, on the track.
John, Boland's Waterford are very well established.
Yeah, like we've been around now for nearly 100 years, so we're well established in Waterford in the southeast. So yeah, it's events like these that really bring us to the forefront. We're happy to do it, and it's always a pleasure to be here.
This year marks the 4th running of the festival, and clerk of the course, Pat Caulfield, whose son Glenn was participating in a Honda Civic, took time out of his busy schedule to chat with Avril.
Pat, how did the Festival of Speed come about?
Very simply, really. I'm into rallying all my life. A friend of mine, Joe Connolly and Mick Brady, we all got together one day and said, lads, could we have a little rally sprint here in Gowran? And it developed then from a rally sprint into a complete Festival of Speed. We have auto test displays, we have rally experience, we have a truck show, car show, even have tightrope walkers from Germany. So it's a full family day and a real Festival of Speed in Ireland. Ireland's only Festival of Speed.
As mentioned by Pat, the festival hosted world record-breaking slacklining team 1-inch Streams as part of the off-track attractions this year. The German outfit have set records all over the world with their awesome 1-inch wide highline achievements, but they were a little closer to terra firma for the festival weekend as they entertained the people out and about in Kilkenny.
Slackline is especially tight webbing where you walk on and you balance on, and you also can do trick, or you can go really high up and try to walk a long distance.
Alex, why did you decide to come to the Festival of Speed and introduce this very peculiar event?
Well, last summer we had some slackline high up. We worked in the north of Scotland and the Orkney Islands, and this got quite some media attention, so the organisers of this beautiful event here had the idea, why not bring this special sport here in Gowran for people to see it live, and also they can try it themselves. I guess it will be spectacular for everyone.
Let's get back on track now, where multiple Belgian rally champion Patrick Snijers took to the tar once again. This time in a Group 4 Mark II Escort BDA, once driven by Patrick's rival and compatriot Robert Droogmans. Snijers won the Belgian Championship 7 times between 1983 and 1994, and also won the Dutch and European Championships in his illustrious and still active career.
I do the Belgian Championship this year in a Porsche 997 GT3, and we are third overall and leading the two-wheel drive. But my new sponsor, Maas Containers, from my good friend, he is here too. I work with him together, and I do a little bit PR for him, and it's okay. He is happy, so I'm happy too, and I can do a lot of nice rallies in a nice car. So that's my job for the moment.
Long retired from rallying, but still good friends after all these years, Russell Brooks and Billy Coleman locked horns many times during the 70s and 80s, and it was great to see them back together at the Festival of Speed as they spoke to Avril about their former rivalry.
We had a long battle on the 1977, wasn't it? Circuit of Ireland, which...
that time, Russell, yeah, it's a couple of years ago, yeah. And
with a pretty unreliable Lancia Stratos, and I was in a works escort, and we had many battles like that.
But I mean, the best battle we had actually was in the 2 escorts, and I believe it was 76, was it?
Yes, that's
and I got the better of that one, and you got me the following year.
That's right.
But you see, what you probably don't know is the main reason you won the following year was that I had no clutch in that bloody Stratos for half the rally. Did you know that?
Lads, it's great to have you both here at the Festival of Speed. Thank you very much.
Turning away from rallying now, and indeed from the main track to the auto testing zone. Always very popular with the fans, auto testing is one of the oldest disciplines in competitive motorsport in Ireland, and is a real test of a wide range of driving skills. Each event consists of timed tests involving manoeuvres such as circling pylons, throwing the car on the handbrake, crossing of lines, and driving through slaloms both forwards and backwards. Whichever driver is quickest through the test is the winner. Guy Foster is an expert on the code, and after showing how it's done in his Mini Special, he spoke with Avril.
Guy, that was fantastic driving there. How did you get into this sport?
Well, I started at 16. A neighbour of mine was the national champion years ago, so it's a fantastic sport to get started in. It's very cheap to begin. You can get onto the grid for about €500 all in, including your licence fee. Right here we're launching the national championship for this year, the Motorsport Ireland Championship. So anyone that wants to come down can have a chat to us, come in here, talk to us, get a spin in one of the heavier cars and learn how to get into the sport.
Another of the less expensive forms of motorsport is buggy racing. Whether it be an asphalt circuit or gravel autocross track, buggies provide an adrenaline-pumping experience for a fraction of the budget required to run a rally car. And swapping the rally cars for buggies at the Festival of Speed were some of Ireland's top rally drivers, including Frank Kelly, who thankfully got back on the track after his escort broke down earlier in the day.
Johnny, we normally see you in the Civic, but it's a fun day for you here at Gowran Park.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun, you know. It's a good fun-filled weekend for everybody, so we decided to take the buggy for a spin, you know. But it's a great day all round, you know.
It's a big change going from a Mark II to a buggy. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, look, they're a massive difference all right now, but a lot of fun and just a little bit cheaper form of sport now, but yeah, good crack. Look, it's all about a bit of fun today and entertaining the crowd.
A bit of a cat amongst the pigeons was a radical SR8 of Michael Connolly, who somehow got thrown in with the buggies. Not that anybody was complaining in the relaxed atmosphere of this fun-filled festival.
Michael, tell us about this beautiful car you have here today.
Yeah, it's a radical SR8. It's a 2.7 litre V8 and 460 horsepower, weighs about 650 kilos, so nice quick thing.
One interesting addition to the festival this year was the vintage car auction, where there were a number of vintage and classic cars up for sale. And with a lot of experts around, it provided a unique opportunity for any budding enthusiasts to get their hands on a piece of motoring history. Someone worth chatting to for advice on classic cars is Marco dos Santos of Charles Hurst Limited, the official dealer for Ferrari in Ireland.
We are one of the very few dealers that actually have the certification to certify classic and antique historical cars. First time here, and it looks like it's a wonderful day. Everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. The racing seems to be good crack, as I say, in Ireland. Pity about the weather. You've had amazing sunshine, but loving the moment.
Normally busy behind the scenes organising things for the festival, such as the upcoming truck convoy, this year committee member Brian Doyle decided to give his Mark II Escort a spin on the track.
I'm involved with the trucks down at the lower end, and myself and a friend of mine, Still Chalkensy, we built this car over the last 3 years in a small shed at home, and we're taking her out for a spin today.
As promised, the truck convoy, which gets bigger year on year, is a popular part of the festival. And while not exactly speeding around the track, they certainly are a spectacular sight and thrilling sound at Gowran Park. Well, that's almost it for this year's Gowran Festival of Speed. But before we leave you, there's just time for one last thrill ride as Avril straps into the Escort alongside the ever-enthusiastic Patrick Snyers.
Well, what an experience that was. My heart is still in my mouth. Patrick, I don't know how you do this all the time.
That's my profession. But it was easy because it was raining and then the car is sliding more, and it was really good fun, yeah.
Well, that's it for another year at Gowran Park Festival of Speed. There's been many, many thrills and spills, and it's been an action-packed day for all the spectators. From all of us here at On The Limit Sports, bye for now.